everyone, this is Jen from Scrapping Posh, and I am here today. We are going to make some charms with the items that I got from BeeBeecraft.com. So BeeBeecraft.com. So head on over there. Today I'm going to be using this 3/4 inch it's a 3/4 inch pendant with the glass top to cover, and these were one item that I got. And then in this kit, which is the DIY PH0018-34, and everything will be linked below, it's the same type of pendant, but these are oval, so I'm not going to use those because I cut circles. And there's two different types of chain that come in this, and two different types of closures. There's the bead chain, and then there's the link chain, which is what I'm going to use. And then I have the and this is all in the bronze color. I have the jump rings and then the lobster clasps. And this is just going to be part of my charm because the charm is pretty big. So I have cut this down to size, and this is for a Twilight journal that I'm doing for someone. I have cut this down to 3/4 inch, but let me show you how I did it. Let's take Jasper. So I had originally cut them down to 1 inch circles, and you can use, if you have a punch, a 3/4 inch punch, that's great. But, and I do, but I want to show everybody how easy this is. So you take the flat circle piece and you put it over your image so that you can see what it is you are trying to keep and what it is that you want to see through the finder there. And then you just put your finger on it and trace around. I'm using a felt tip pen, and I'm using a felt tip pen because I know it'll show up on the photo, and because where it hits the glass there's no ink, so I won't write on the glass that way. Okay, and then what we do now is you're going to have a pretty big it's going to be bigger than what you need because, one, you cut along the outside and you had the pen width. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut along the inside of this black line that we made. And then even then we're going to have to trim a little bit more off, but I want to see how much. So it's kind of a trial and error if you don't have a 3/4 inch punch. And they sell different sizes of these, but all you have to do is take your ruler to it and you can see pretty much what size that's going to end up in. Okay, so there's that. And we're going to put it on there, and you can see that we still have some work to be done because we got about a 1/16 of an inch. And it's not horribly important to get it perfectly round because I'm going to show you how to fudge it a little bit as far as getting getting it in there, and so that you can't see if you messed up. Okay, so, and you can see mine is not round. And this is the same method, you guys, they use at like Things Remembered and online and stuff for doing all your personalized jewelry. So don't think that they have, I mean, they may have special machines, but I doubt it. Okay, just a little bit more off of him. So this is the process, you guys. This is like whenever you fill a flat back item, that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's good. Now I'm not going to do Jasper. I'm going to do the truck that I already had cut out. I may do him later. I may put him in one later. Alright. Okay. So now you take a clear glue, and I prefer glossy accents, but I will be darned if I cannot find my glossy accents. So what I have here is a Stampin' Up! Glossy, it just says fine tip glue pen, but it's clear glue and it'll dry clear because I used it before. And this one has a fairly fine tip. You don't necessarily need that. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm sure the truck will fit because I've already tried that. And we're just going to put a layer of glue on the back of this pendant. And my thing doesn't want to go back in there. Okay. And then we're going to place the picture where you want it. Now remember, there is a double-sided bead, so you want to make sure that the picture is straight and where you want it. And you can do this to any picture. You can do this to a picture in a magazine. You can print your own like I did. You can find, if you can find a small enough image that you like just the way it is. Alright, and you can see that the glue is like beading up over, let me zoom in a little bit more. So the glue is beading up over the truck, and that's fine because we are going to put glue right on top. That's why we use a clear glue. There are lots of clear glues. So I'm just using the end of a paint or brush just to push that down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some beads of glue. You don't want too much. You just want it to fill the picture frame when you put that glass over there. So there's that part. You see, I just put 3 little drops of glue on it. Now I'm going to put this glass cover on. And when you do that, you can see the glue just kind of spreads out underneath it. And I think I even I could have put less on, but I'm good with that. I'm going to let that sit while that's drying. And that's going to take a while because what you did was you sealed in the glue in the middle when we put that top on there. But you have to. I mean, that's part of it. So that's going to take a little while to dry. Put him off to the side. Let's deal with the chain and our little clasp. Now, if you were going to make a necklace out of this, you very well could. Now, this one in particular here, let me pull him back in here and show you again. He has like a hanging on the top and a hanging on the bottom. So if you were going to make a necklace out of this, you would put a jump ring here, and then you would string it on the necklace, and then you would bead something down. Something dangly, or a bead, or a charm or something. Like I have these. They're not the right color. My charm's going to be huge and bulky, so I'm not worried about the colors. The colors are going to be mixed, so you can definitely do this, but I'm going to make it a charm, so I have several options. What I'm going to use the chain, the jump rings, and the lobster clasp that came in this kit from BeeBeecraft, and then I'm going to use some strung beads that I've already done here, and this is just this is a head pin, which BeeBeecraft sells also, and then they have a variety of different beads too. So I'll show you that in a different video, how to string those, and it's going to be for the same project, but we're going to just make this one dangle for this particular one. So there's my little strung beads and my lobster clasp, my jump rings. Okay, so you need some tools, and I have some that I had already had now. BeeBeecraft does sell, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, does sell versions of these tools. I bought these at Lowe's and this at the craft store. I already had them, so I didn't get any. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I think the charm is going to be big and bulky. I'm going to pull 3, let's see, should I do 3? Let's start with the 1. And if you didn't see, when I untaped the chain, they had it taped up so it didn't get all tied in a knot, so that is nice. So my charm is going to be pretty big. Let's cut about, this is about 6 inches of this, and I just take my wire cutters. If you have the jewelry cutters, they'll probably a little more petite and less bulky, but you can use wire cutters. This chain is a nice size, and it also will accommodate the jump rings so that we can hang more things from one little item thing here. And do I want to do the bead, or do I want to do, I have this little tassel. Oh. Decisions. I'm going to cut this in half. So we're going to make this 6 inches. I'm going to hang half of it from the bottom and then half of it from the top. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up my jump ring. And jump rings are normally thin enough that you could actually do it with your thumb, like that. And I've done that before, but my thumbnail keeps breaking, so let's not do that. I'm going to zoom you way in here and move this stuff out of the background so you can see me do this. This is the jump ring. I just take, and they, like I said, they have specialized tools for these, but I just take my needle nose pliers and my wire cutters, but don't push hard on the wire cutters because you will cut it. And I open it up like that. You see that? It just gives me like a 1/16 of an inch. I take my chain and you go right through, you take that jump ring and go right through that last link of chain. If you want 2, I'll show you how to do that too. Okay, we'll do that. You just put that through that last link of chain, and now you have a way to hang it. Okay, it's still open because we're going to put the lobster clasp on there. You can put it directly on your charm just like that, but I'm not ready to, and we can make it removable by adding a lobster clasp, and that's what we've got here. And you just do the same thing. You just thread that lobster clasp right, you just thread that lobster clasp right on that thing. Now that's enough to put on there. And we're going to close her back up, and you just make sure that each side of that jump ring lines up. Alright. There we go. Now, so that, pin back over here. Now that is going to go on top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another jump ring here and hook it into that as soon as he is dry. Now for the bottom, what we're going to do is I'm going to take that other like 3 inches of chain that I cut off. I'm going to find the middle. This is just a pokey tool. This is actually a dentist tool, you guys. But they sell these for like the Cricut and stuff. So that's about right. Okay, so that's about in the middle. I'm going to take my jump ring that I have successfully spilled all over the place. Okay. And I need one of them. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna open it up with my two tools here. If you had two like needle nose type pliers, that would help. I will link some below from the store in case you don't want to use these big bulky tools. And then I just took my the middle link there, and I am going to thread this oh, what is it? Jump ring through the middle link. And I'm just gonna have a disclaimer here while I'm messing with this. I am by no means a jewelry maker. I only do this to supplement my paper crafting. I have made some bookmarks and stuff, but since they're for books, I think that still constitutes somewhat of a paper craft. Just trying to get this. I lost my middle link, you guys. Boop. Let's try it again. Middle link. Okay. There we go. Getting it through the middle link is a little more difficult because you have double the chain there, but it is possible. I didn't really get it through the middle link, but I did get it through a link, which is going to be good for me. Sometimes you don't want it right in the middle because you don't want the danglies hanging in the same spot. Okay, so this one is going to connect here, and I don't really want to close this before I connect it. But I'm going to anyways because that's not dry yet. So let's close this. Okay. And then we're going to add 2 charms to the bottom there. So it'll dangle like this. And there'll be 2 little charms hanging off the bottom. So I have her truck. I have these little books that I've made somewhere. Where's the little book that I made? Here it is. Okay. This is one of the done ones, but it's not the one I want. Where is... Here it is. Okay, so this is the white edition of Twilight, and I made these tiny, tiny books, and I can show you how to make these if you want me to. I'm going to take one of the head pins from this little box from BeeBeecraft. I'll link this in the description below also. And I'm going to show you how versatile these things are. Granted, this is a different color, but guess what? I'm telling you that this isn't jewelry making. This is for a planner, and there's going to be so much stuff on this charm that you are not going to notice that they're made out of different things. And some of them are supposed to be made out of different things. So here's my eye pen from the kit, and I just measure it a little bit, approximate, and I'm going to take and cut off a length of this little eye pen. Okay, I'm going to open up my book, and in the back of this little book I will put a bead of glue, and it's like the back page. Whoops, that's too much glue. I may glue all the pages together if I could do that. Let's take a little bit out with the end of this paintbrush. There, way too much glue. Okay. Oh, and put that over there, I guess. There's too much stuff. Okay, so the bead of glue, and then I'm going to put this eye pen in there. Like that, and let it dry. Okay, so I waited a little while. Now these are dry, and I found, I'm not going to use these beads today. I'll show you those on a different day. I have this apple charm that I had already had, and this is specifically for Twilight. At least I bought it specifically for Twilight. And again, it is in silver, and it has this like diamond or clear stone. And these two are going to dangle from the bottom of this, the red truck, because the red truck is in the first book, the faded red truck. And yeah, so that's what I want. So this guy came with, and I have no idea where I got this. I've had it for at least a year, more than a year. It comes with this clip, and I'm just going to bend it off because I don't want that clip. But it's not saying that I can't reuse that clip at some other time. It also came on a necklace chain, and I got rid of that too. So I'm going to keep that in case I need it later. Right now what I'm going to do is attach it with just this plain jump ring. So I think that big clasp was just a little too bulky. And this is heavier, but the thing with the planner charm is it's removable. And I'm going to make this one even more removable than the last one I did. Chances are it's not going to be on the planner much. So I'm taking what I did before, this jump ring in the middle, and I'm picking one of the sides. And the same thing I did before, just thread it through the side and close it up. And make sure that you get that closed. If you get it to where it's even and it's not closed, then turn it and squeeze it together. Because you do not, remember your chain is only, I mean, it's not very thick at all. I don't know how you measure chain in gauge. It's a very thin gauge. And you just squeeze it together. And if you mess it up, start again. Don't try and shortcut that. So there's the apple. It's hanging a little bit lower than the one side. So even if I had got that in the middle, I think I probably would have cut one side off, so it would be offset. Because what you don't want is a big bulky charm hanging at the end of one little chain. You want it to you want it to be a little variable. Okay, here we go. Alright, and I'm closing this. There we go. And then this middle piece. Okay, so you see how that works? You see how those hang down like that? Okay, and I'm going to take this jump ring back. I gave this time a little bit of time to dry. And I'm going to fold that here. I'm going to thread this through. That piece is just a little bigger than the chain, so I gotta get it through there. There we go. And we'll close this back up. And remember, it has to be closed. It's very important that that gets closed all the way, or your stuff's gonna fall off. Okay, so there's the bottom of the charm and just this piece. And then I'm going to take another jump ring and open it up. And this time we're going to do both of these at the same time because we're prepared. This goes through here. And then you take your chain that you made with your lobster clasp, and it goes through there. Alright, and we close this up. And then that is going to conclude today's portion of the charm for the Twilight Journal, Twilight Planner. That neat? And it's removable. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Visit BeeBeecraft.com, and I looked up some of the charms while I was letting this dry, and you see they have tons of charms and they're really good deals. Like here's a set of 150 different kinds of hearts. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 different kinds of hearts, so 10 pieces of each, and this comes in a little plastic case like this one. And they're only $8.54, so there's a whole bunch of different closures. There's some little lobster clasps that have hearts on it. I just searched heart. If you search charm, it comes up with so many things. Here's 200-piece butterflies. There's some cute little crown beads. There's the heart box. And then there's a lot of different closures. So yeah, just check them out. There's, oh, here's like a whole bunch of these, like these round beads, different colors too. And they have glittery ones. Anyways, but I was just looking. They've got crystals. So yeah, I was just looking at what they had, and they have a lot of cool stuff. So definitely check them out if you want to make some charms for products, or for your projects, especially if you have multiple projects that you're making for. Alright, you guys, here it is. So I will see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.